my mark in sports is just much bigger than the accomplishments that I'm able to do on the field. And I realize that like I have a major voice now to speak up on these issues and make it better, not only for the next generation, but for people like my daughter, to not have to fight for these. You know, at the end of the day, it would be really nice to sit back and just do my job and play soccer and focus on that 24 hours a day. But I don't have that luxury to be able to do that. We're fighting for an equal seat at the table, and being underpaid and not having the investment that we've had in male sports. I feel like we all need to take on other things financially to get us at a spot even close to what a male might get in our position of our recognition. I'm really happy with what I've been able to accomplish thus far. I'm only going to continue to raise my voice and keep speaking up on these important issues in the coming years, especially while I'm still playing and in the thick of it. I think sports data tracking is really beneficial to all athletes, and I am really thrilled not only to partner with STATSports, but also that US Soccer has as well. So we can continue to wear it both in the NWSL and with the national team. I look at everything, but three main things. One is like your max speed and what you're getting each training or game. You might hit above 90% in a game, but it's definitely important to also keep up with that in training. Another thing I look at is like distance per minute, because that's an easy one to see if you're on par with like the other players in your position. Another one is high speed running, and I think that's just like a good fitness indicator. Those three things are kind of like the things that I focus on weekly, and I'm someone that's a little bit of a nerd where I ask for my data like every single week, just because I think it's really helpful for me to know like where I am, and in terms of like periodization through a long season. Together, yeah, that's a media company that myself, Sue, Simone, and Chloe started earlier this year, and that's actually the most exciting thing for me because it's been such a work in progress for the last 5+ years. Living in women's sports, you see the underappreciation for women's sports, their stories, and also just the under coverage that women's sports has. I think that has to do with just historically like traditions, and then it also has to do with accessibility of women's sports and the amount of money that goes into men's sports in comparison to women's sports, and the fact that we're looking for people to put a huge investment in us, and you'll see that return. And we've seen that time after time again with male sports. We're seeing it slowly, but together is a great opportunity to highlight these women's stories and increase the coverage of women's sports in general. I can't be more proud to like partner with these three amazing women, because we all come from different backgrounds, different sports. It really shows just the diversity of women's sports nowadays, and how every girl wants to have a role model.